Everyone is dying to know how this is going to happen, and I think I figured out how. So I recently ran a poll on my Twitter account yesterday just to see what video you guys wanted uploaded to the channel today. And by the way, if you guys aren't following my Twitter already, you're missing out on some pretty good bangers, so I suggest clicking the link down below in the description. However, you guys really wanted to see a Lloyd transforming into an Oni video, and I figured I am going to do my best to provide that to you guys. Now at the time, I didn't really have any kind of concept as to what this video was going to be. However, I put my brain to the test, and in this video, I'm going to provide you guys with a theory of how this might be possible. I know, it's kind of like a flashback to all my previous theory videos. I haven't really uploaded a theory video in a while, so I figured, you know what? Why not go back to what I'm best at? So let's take a look at the facts. Alright, so right off the bat, we have Lloyd going up against the Crystal King, who is presumably the Overlord this season. And what we do know is that in one of the crystallized sets, the main flagship set of the wave, there is a gigantic golden dragon, right? And this is Lloyd's Ultra Dragon, now switched into a golden dragon form, and he is battling against the Crystal King and his Vegstone warriors. Now, this is a pretty important set to actually understand, because in the minifigure selection, we have an Oni Lloyd, and this is most likely going to be representative of this final battle in the season that takes place between Lloyd and the Crystal King. And if it is true that the Crystal King is the Overlord, Lloyd is going to need to muster up enough force and enough energy to actually defeat him. But how does he enter into this state? As we all know, with Season 2, the final battle, Lloyd had to find it within himself to conjure up the Golden Dragon, the original one, and defeat the Overlord, which is presumably what he's going to be doing in this season as well, except with an Oni form. So how does he become an Oni? Well, I think the key lies with this tweet from Tommy Andreessen, one of the creators of Ninjago. Now, every year he posts onto his Twitter account 2 truths and 1 lie for April Fools, and he never confirms which is true. However, there is one odd truth here, or perhaps lie, that I think is kind of interesting to look at. Now, a lot of people didn't really pay any mind to this little fact here, and they just kind of shrugged it off because it's kind of stupid by itself, and let me read it to you. An insignificant potted plant will prove to be one of the main reasons our heroes stand a chance against the overwhelming forces of evil. Now, by itself, this statement alone is just kind of silly, right? However, I feel like this is the perfect decoy to kind of throw us off and persuade us that, you know what, maybe this is the lie and the other 2 truths are the truth. However, I don't think that's the case. I think that this little statement was made to be stupid just so that we wouldn't suspect it. But, Tommy, I'm 1 step ahead of you. Now, let's take a look at the plants, right, of Ninjago. Think about any kind of plant, right? What do you need? Usually, plants have leaves, right? What are leaves used for? Most likely tea. And we have some kind of tea that is used in Ninjago to actually traverse from one realm to the other, and that is Traveler's Tea. Now you might be asking me, David, how are you connecting all these dots here? What does Traveler's Tea have to do with Lloyd encountering an Oni state? Okay, so let me get to it. Who was the one person who actually handled Traveler's Tea the most? That would be Mistake, the tea seller. Also, one of the Oni that we've seen in Ninjago Season 9. Now, this here is very, very interesting because it is our first proof of an Oni actually handling tea, and in this case, you know, obviously the product of these plant leaves, and giving them to the ninja in order to help them be successful on their mission. Now, this is just one instance of proof where the Oni, you know what, maybe they do have some magical plant leaves somewhere lying around that might actually help the ninja. I think that this is the key right here, and especially with the way that this statement is written, where the insignificant potted plant will prove to be one of the main reasons our heroes stand a chance against the overwhelming forces of evil. I truly do think, guys, that this plant, this little innocent potted plant here, is going to be the reason as to why Lloyd transforms into an Oni in the first place and defeats the Crystal King. That is my theory. That is what I've pieced together as to how Lloyd does truly transform into this Oni character. But I am curious to hear, what do you guys think? How do you guys think Lloyd is going to transform into an Oni? And leave your comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And follow my Twitter, alright? I'm tired of having no interactions. Alright, follow my Twitter. Please, I beg. Alright guys, take it easy. Peace.